On the edge of the magnificent silver cliffs, overlooking an endless valley, lived an eagle named Orion and his wife, Selene. They had built a cozy nest high among the ancient pine trees. Their life was peaceful and simple. They hunted together, watched the sunsets, and dreamed about the future. One evening, as the sky turned shades of orange and purple, a mysterious voice thundered across the valley. Listen carefully. Tonight, when a moonstone waterfall glows beneath the full moon, whoever dares to pass through its shimmering curtain will receive the power to transform their destiny. The forest grew silent. Orion chuckled and shook his head. Transform their destiny? Through a waterfall? That's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. But Selene remained quiet. Her eyes stayed fixed on the distant waterfall, sparkling beneath the fading sunlight. What if it's true? She whispered. Orion laughed again. Selene, think about it. Since when do miracles happen just because someone takes a risk? It's impossible. Selene didn't argue. That night, while Orion slept comfortably in their nest, Selene remained awake. The mysterious announcement echoed repeatedly in her mind. Perhaps nothing will happen, she thought. Perhaps it's just an old legend. She glanced at Orion sleeping peacefully beside her. But what if it's real? If I never try, I'll spend the rest of my life wondering. As midnight approached, the full moon illuminated the valley below. The moonstone waterfall began to glow with an enchanting silver light. Fear tightened around Selene's heart. What if she failed? What if everyone laughed at her? What if nothing happened at all? She stood frozen at the edge of the nest. Then another thought crossed her mind. If nothing happens, I'll still be exactly who I am today. But if I don't try, I'll never know what could have been. Gathering every ounce of courage she had, Selene spread her wings and soared toward the waterfall. The roaring water shimmered like liquid moonlight. Taking a deep breath, she flew directly through it. For a moment, everything went silent. Then brilliant light exploded around her. The valley trembled. When the light faded, Selene found herself transformed. She had become the guardian of the silver cliffs, gifted with wisdom, strength, and the ability to guide and protect every creature in the valley. The old legends had been true. The next morning, Orion woke up to find the nest empty. He searched frantically across the cliffs. Then, standing proudly near the waterfall, he saw a majestic figure surrounded by animals seeking guidance. As he approached, he recognized her eyes immediately. Selene, he asked in disbelief. She smiled warmly. Yes, Orion. His voice trembled. The legend, it was real? Selene nodded. I didn't know if it would work. I was afraid too, but I knew I had to try. Orion lowered his head. I heard the same announcement, he admitted, but I convinced myself it was impossible. I was too afraid of looking foolish. Selene looked at him thoughtfully before saying something he would never forget. Maybe the waterfall would not have changed you. Maybe nothing extraordinary would have happened. She paused. But you should have flown through it anyway. Orion looked up, confused. Selene continued. Because even if nothing had happened, you would still be the same eagle you were before. You had very little to lose. Yet by refusing to try, you lost something much greater. What was that? Orion asked quietly. The opportunity to discover who you might have become. Orion stood silently as her words settled deep within him. He realized that his greatest mistake wasn't failing. It was allowing fear, doubt, and overthinking to stop him from taking a chance. Many people spend their lives waiting for certainty. They wait for guarantees. They wait until fear disappears. They wait until the timing feels perfect. Meanwhile, others choose to move forward despite their uncertainty. The truth is, growth rarely comes with guarantees. Sometimes the opportunities that transform our lives are hidden behind uncomfortable decisions and courageous actions. You may not always succeed. You may fail. You may have to try again. But often, the biggest risk is not trying at all. Because years later, people rarely regret the attempts that didn't work out. They regret the dreams they never pursued, the chances they never took, and the moments when fear convinced them to stand still. Remember this: the greatest failure in life is not falling short after trying. It is never discovering what was possible because you were too afraid to take the first leap. Sometimes destiny is waiting on the other side of courage. All it takes is one brave flight forward.